The late evening rush had just ended, and the diner was finally quiet. Plates were stacked, coffee mugs lined the counter, and the smell of bacon and pancakes lingered in the air. Sarah, a tired but warm-hearted waitress in her mid-30s, leaned against the counter and rubbed her sore feet. She had been working double shifts for weeks, trying to cover rent and keep up with medical bills for her mother. Life hadn't been kind, but Sarah kept showing up every day with the same gentle smile. That night, as she wiped the tables, she heard the faint squeak of the door. Turning, she saw 4 little girls, no older than 10, huddled together in ragged clothes. Their hair was messy, faces pale, and their eyes carried a weight no child should have to bear. The oldest one, maybe 10, held the youngest on her hip. "Can we just have some water?" the oldest whispered. Sarah's heart cracked. She knew hunger when she saw it. Without hesitation, she motioned them toward a booth. "Sit down," she said softly. "I'll bring you something." She brought out plates, pancakes, eggs, toast, whatever she could manage without alerting her strict manager. The girls ate like they hadn't seen food in days, tears glistening in their eyes as they thanked her. That night, Sarah learned their story. Their parents had died in an accident a year ago. They had bounced between relatives and foster homes, but none had kept them. They ran away, too scared of being separated. Sarah listened, her chest tightening with every word. She didn't have much herself, barely enough to survive, but something in her heart told her she couldn't let these girls disappear back into the cold. And so it began. For the next 10 years, Sarah became more than just the kind waitress who once fed them. She became their anchor. Every evening, after her shift, she made sure the girls had food. Sometimes she packed leftovers from the diner. Other times, she bought groceries out of her own paycheck. When the diner manager noticed, Sarah lied and said she was feeding distant nieces. It wasn't easy. There were nights Sarah didn't eat so the girls could. There were months when she had to choose between paying her mother's medical bills or buying new shoes for the children. There were tears when the youngest fell sick and Sarah didn't know how to afford a doctor. And there were moments when the girls themselves felt guilty, wanting to run away again so Sarah wouldn't carry their burden. But Sarah never let them go. She encouraged them to study, walked them to school, and sat up late helping with homework even when she was exhausted. The girls grew, each with their own personality. Lily, the eldest, strong and protective. Emma, shy and artistic. Grace, bright and curious. And Sophie, the youngest, full of laughter that reminded Sarah why she kept fighting. Years passed. They became teenagers, then young women. Sarah sacrificed everything, never once regretting it. The twist came 12 years later. It was a quiet morning. Sarah was now in her late 40s, her hair streaked with gray, her hands rough from years of work. She was sipping coffee in her small kitchen when she heard the sound of an engine outside. A sleek black SUV pulled up in front of her worn-down house. She frowned. Nobody she knew drove a car like that. The doors opened, and out stepped 4 young women, dressed smartly, confidence shining in their eyes. Sarah froze, her cup trembling in her hand. It was them. Her girls. Tears welled as they rushed forward, wrapping their arms around her. "Mom," Lily whispered, her voice breaking. "We're home." The girls had grown into remarkable women. Lily had become a lawyer, determined to fight for children in the system. Emma was an artist whose work was already gaining recognition. Grace was studying medicine, inspired by the nights she saw Sarah worry over their health. And Sophie, the baby Sarah once fed with scraps, was now a business graduate, working with a nonprofit to help orphans. "Everything we are," Emma said, "is because of you." Sarah shook her head, overwhelmed. "I just did what anyone would do." But the girls knew better. They had seen people turn their backs. They had lived in the shadows of rejection and fear. And yet, one tired waitress, who had so little herself, gave them everything. Then came the surprise. Lily pulled out a folder. Inside was paperwork. "This house, it's yours now. Paid in full. And you don't have to work at the diner anymore. You took care of us for 10 years. Now it's our turn to take care of you." Sarah broke down, tears streaming down her cheeks. She couldn't believe it. All those years of sacrifice, all the nights of hunger, the exhaustion, the doubts, it had all led to this moment. Her girls had come back, not as the helpless children she once fed, but as strong women ready to repay love with love. The message. Sarah's story reminds us that kindness is never wasted. She gave when she had nothing, and in return, she received a family she never thought she would have. The girls lost their parents, but gained a mother. Sarah lost her dreams of comfort, but found something far greater, a legacy of love that changed lives. Speech balloon now. Dear viewers, I want to hear from you. Would you have done what Sarah did, even with so little to give? What does kindness mean to you in hard times? Share your thoughts in the comments, I read every one of them. Pushpin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness truly changes lives. And remember, this is your channel. Be kind always, because kindness never fades.